Welcome back to the Behavior Code. I'm Maria.
And I'm Gabriel. And today we're going to get a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, we are. We're going to start with a question, and we want you to be really honest with yourself. If your life hasn't changed in the last year, this might hurt to hear.
That's a heavy opener.
It is, but think about it. A whole year, 365 days. And if you look around at your job, your health, your relationships, and it all looks and feels pretty much the same despite you feeling like you're trying.
That's the key part, right? The feeling of effort. Everyone feels busy. Everyone feels like they're putting in the work. You know, you read the books, you listen to the podcasts, you make the New Year's resolutions.
Exactly. The effort is there, but the results are not. It's this massive, frustrating gap between the energy you're putting out and the life that's actually materializing. And that disconnect, that friction, that's what we're digging into today. Why, after all that effort, nothing has fundamentally changed.
So, if you're feeling a little defensive right now or a little called out, lean into that. That discomfort is the price of admission for this episode.
All right, let's get into it. The brutal truth. Gabe, you want to deliver the bad news first?
It's the paradox of motion. We mistake running on the hamster wheel for moving forward. You're exhausted at the end of the day, so you must have accomplished something, right? But your location is identical. You're just a more tired version of the person you were yesterday.
And that's the illusion of progress. You're confusing activity with achievement. It's like furiously treading water and thinking you're swimming across the ocean. The effort feels real, the exhaustion is real, but your position hasn't changed.
The biggest reason your life hasn't changed is you don't actually want it to. Not really. What you want is to stay comfortable.
Okay, now people are definitely defensive.
I know. But hear me out. Your brain is not designed for your happiness. It's designed for your survival. And survival means one thing above all else: predictability. It wants to know what's coming next.
Right. It's all about conserving energy. Your current life, even if you hate it, is a known quantity. Your brain has seen it before. It knows how to handle your boring job, your unhealthy habits, your, lackluster social life. It's built efficient neural pathways to operate in that environment.
Exactly. It's familiar. And the brain equates familiar with safe. The new job, the gym, a new city, that's all unknown. It's unpredictable. And to your ancient survival brain, unpredictable equals dangerous. It's a potential threat.
So even if you consciously say, I want to change, your subconscious brain slams on the brakes. It will do anything to avoid the discomfort and uncertainty of the new. It prefers the misery it knows over the happiness it doesn't.
Right. It's like you say you want to be a millionaire, but you haven't taken any financial risks. You want to be fit, but the idea of being sore after a workout makes you skip it. The desire for comfort is always winning the tug-of-war against the desire for change.
It's a biological imperative. Your brain is just doing its job, keeping you safe in the familiar pasture. But you're not going to find a different life in the same pasture you've been grazing in for the last 5 years. And this isn't a character flaw. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a feature of our evolutionary wiring. For thousands of years, the person who stuck with the familiar berry bush and avoided the rustling and the tall grass was the one who survived to pass on their genes. Your brain is running on ancient software.
That's such a good way to put it. The comfort of the known is the cage you don't realize you're in.
Right, and that comfort zone leads directly to our next point, which is the invisible patterns that run your entire life. And it's a cage you decorate. You fill it with justifications. My job isn't so bad, at least the people are nice. I'm too old to start over. It's better to stick with the devil you know. These are the bars of the cage, and we mistake them for the walls of a home.
Yeah, the autopilot. Most people think their life is a series of conscious choices they make throughout the day.
But it's not even close. Research suggests that something like 95% of our cognitive activity, our decisions, emotions, actions, behaviors, is subconscious. It's a program running in the background.
Think about your day so far. Did you consciously decide which shoe to put on first? Or the route you'd drive to work? Or the way you stir your coffee? No, it's a habit. It's a script.
Right. And that script extends to everything. You have the same thought patterns. You wake up and immediately think about how tired you are. You have the same emotional reactions. You get that email from your boss and your stomach immediately clenches.
Same conversations with your partner. Same way you scroll your phone at night. It's this looping system. Your thoughts create your feelings drive your actions, and your actions produce your results.
And if the input, the thoughts and routines, is the same every single day, the output has to be the same. It's a law, like gravity. Same patterns in, same life out. You literally cannot get a different result.
It's the ultimate Groundhog Day. You're trying to change your life, but you're operating from the same subconscious programming every morning when you wake up. You can't see the water you're swimming in. You think you have free will, but you're just a puppet of your past habits.
That's such a crucial point. You are not making fresh choices. You're rerunning old ones. And until you can, bring those invisible patterns into the light and see them for what they are, you're just stuck in the loop.
Which I think leads perfectly into the next layer of this problem. It's not just your patterns, it's your identity.
Ah, the identity trap. This one is huge.
It's everything. The most powerful force in the human psyche is the need to act consistently with how we define ourselves. Your brain has a story about who you are, and it will fight to the death to make sure your actions match that story.
Totally. If your deep-seated identity is, I'm not a morning person, guess what? You will never, ever get up early to work out, no matter how many alarms you set. You'll sabotage it every time, because getting up early would create cognitive dissonance. It goes against the story of who you are.
Right? Or if you see yourself as someone who's bad with money, you might get a bonus at work, but you'll find a way to spend it frivolously almost immediately, because having a healthy savings account doesn't fit the script of your character.
We're all just method actors in the movie of our own life, playing a character we created years ago. You want to lose weight, but the character you're playing is the fun friend who loves pizza and wings and hates salad. You can't just change the action. You have to recast the role.
Exactly. You can't just willpower your way to new behaviors if they contradict your identity. The identity always wins. So people say, I want a new life, but they keep the same identity. And that's why they stay stuck. They're trying to install new software on old, incompatible hardware.
So the real question isn't what do I need to do, it's who do I need to become? You have to start telling yourself a different story. Not I'm trying to eat healthy, but I am a healthy person.
Yes, that shift is the foundation. Without it, you're just, rearranging the furniture on the Titanic.
Okay, so let's say you're aware of your patterns, you're trying to shift your identity, but you're still not moving. What's often happening there is something insidious. It's fear disguised as logic.
This is the sneakiest form of self-sabotage. It doesn't feel like fear. It feels responsible. It feels smart.
Yes! It sounds like, I can't start my business yet. I need to do more market research. Or, I'm not going to apply for that job until I take one more certification course. Or, my personal favorite, I'm just waiting for the right time.
Planning, researching, waiting. It all sounds so logical, but 99% of the time, it is just fear wearing a business suit. It's a delay tactic. It's your comfort-seeking brain creating a very rational-sounding excuse to avoid taking a risk.
Because taking action is scary. What if you fail? What if people judge you? What if you look stupid? Your brain would much rather you stay in the learning phase forever, because in the learning phase, you can't fail.
It's motion versus action. Reading another book about starting a business is motion. It feels productive, but it creates zero results. Actually calling a potential client, that's action. That's what moves the needle. People get addicted to motion because it gives them the feeling of progress without the risk of failure.
It's analysis paralysis. You can research the perfect workout plan for 6 months. In that same 6 months, someone else could have just gone to the gym 3 times a week doing an okay workout, and they'd be miles ahead of
So
you.
the question to ask yourself is this activity I'm doing designed to produce a result, or is it designed to delay the moment of truth? Be honest. Are you planning or are you hiding?
Oof, hiding. That's a good word for it. And often we hide within our existing environments, which brings us to the next big reason you're stuck. Your environment is designed to keep you that
This is
way.
one of the most underrated factors in personal change. You can have all the motivation in the world, but if you're a fish trying to swim upstream against a powerful current, you're going to get tired and give up. Your environment is that current.
We've all heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And it's true. If your friends all complain about their jobs but never do anything about it, it becomes normal to be complacent.
Mhm. Or if you're trying to stop drinking, but all your social events revolve around going to the bar, you're making it 1,000 times harder on yourself. You're fighting your social hardwiring. We have a deep primal need to belong to the tribe.
And when you start to change, you threaten the tribe's equilibrium. People don't like it. It holds up a mirror to their own inaction, so they'll pull you back down. Not always maliciously. It can sound like, oh, come on, one donut won't kill you, or why are you working so hard? Relax a little.
It's the crabs in a bucket phenomenon. When one crab tries to climb out, the others pull it back in. And it's not just people, it's your physical space too. If your kitchen is full of junk food, you'll eat junk food. If your phone is full of distracting social media apps, you'll be distracted.
Your environment is constantly sending you cues, triggering those old, automatic habits. You're trying to use willpower to change, but your environment is working against you 24/7. Willpower is a finite resource. It will lose.
So you have to consciously design an environment that supports your future self, not your past self. That might mean finding new friends. It might mean curating your social media feed. It might mean just cleaning your room. But you cannot evolve in a stagnant environment.
Okay, this next one it's a bit of a paradox, but another big reason you haven't changed is that things just aren't bad enough yet. You have a lack of pain.
That sounds strange, but it's absolutely true. Real lasting change is rarely born from inspiration. It's almost always born from desperation.
Mm-hmm. We talked earlier about how the brain avoids discomfort. Well, there's a tipping point. Change happens when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the perceived pain of changing.
Exactly. Your job is fine. It's not soul-crushing, it just pays the bills and it's kind of boring. Your health is okay. You're a bit overweight, but no major health scares yet. Your relationship is okay. It's not abusive, just unfulfilling.
It's the land of good enough. And good enough is the most dangerous place to be because there's no urgency. There's not enough emotional leverage to force you to overcome the activation energy required for change.
Right. People who make radical transformations often hit a rock bottom. The doctor says, if you don't change your diet, you will die. Or they get fired. Or their partner leaves them. That pain creates a non-negotiable need for change.
And you don't have to wait for that to happen. You can create that urgency yourself by getting brutally honest about the long-term cost of your inaction. Don't just think, oh, I should eat better. Think, if I continue on this path, I won't have the energy to play with my kids, and I might develop a chronic illness that ruins my quality of life.
You have to connect your inaction to future pain. Make it real, make it visceral. Without that emotional fuel, your desire for comfort will just win out every single day. You need a strong why that is rooted in avoiding a future you absolutely do not want.
Which leads us to how change actually happens. And it's not what most people think. It doesn't happen in one big, dramatic moment. It happens in the micro decisions.
This is maybe the most important takeaway of the whole episode. We're sold this fantasy of the overnight success, the one big break, the lottery ticket moment that changes everything, and it's a complete myth.
A transformed life is not the result of one giant leap. It's the result of 1,000 tiny steps taken consistently over time. It's boring, it's unsexy, and it's the only thing that works.
It's the compounding effect. It's the decision to drink a glass of water instead of a soda, to read 10 pages of a book instead of scrolling Instagram, to go to bed 15 minutes earlier.
Each of those decisions in isolation is meaningless. It doesn't change your life. You won't see a result tomorrow or probably even next week, and that's why people quit. We are wired for instant gratification.
But those choices are votes. Every time you make one of those small, positive choices, you are casting a vote for your future self. You're providing evidence for that new identity we talked about.
Right. You don't become a healthy person by running a marathon. You become a healthy person by choosing the salad over the fries day after day. You don't become a writer by publishing a novel. You become a writer by writing 300 words when you don't feel like it.
Your life today is simply the sum of all your micro decisions up to this point. So if you want a different life in a year, you have to start making different micro decisions. Today, right now. It's the only variable you can control.
So let's bring it all together. We've talked about a lot of reasons why people stay stuck, but let's flip it. Let's talk about what actually works.
Okay, the action plan. I like it. So based on everything we've said, number 1 is adopt a new identity, decide who you want to be, and start acting like that person now.
Yes. Ask yourself, what would a healthy person do in this situation? What would a successful entrepreneur do? And then do that. Start collecting evidence for your new identity with your actions.
Number 2, change your environment. Make it easy to do the right thing and hard to do the wrong thing. Unfollow negative people. Put a book on your pillow. Delete the food delivery apps. Curate your world to support your goals, not sabotage them.
Number 3, take small, consistent action. Forget motivation. Forget grand gestures. Focus on the next tiny, repeatable step. The 2-minute rule is great for this. Just do the desired habit for 2 minutes. Floss 1 tooth. Put on your running shoes. Just build the muscle of showing up.
And finally, number 4, build your discomfort tolerance. Change is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. You have to willingly step into that feeling. Do something every day that is a little bit hard. Take a cold shower. Have a difficult conversation. Do the workout you want to skip. Prove to yourself that you can handle discomfort.
That's the formula right there. New identity, supportive environment, consistent micro actions, and a tolerance for discomfort. That's how you break the cycle.
All right, as we wrap up, we started this episode by asking you to look back at the last year. Now we want you to look forward, a year from today.
If you change nothing after hearing this, if you continue with the same patterns, the same identity, the same environment, you already know what that future looks like. It looks exactly like today. And we have to leave you with one final, brutal truth.
If nothing changes, nothing changes.
It's that simple. Change isn't an accident. It's a choice. It's a series of choices. So our challenge to you today is to make one, just one, different choice.
Pick one thing from this episode that resonated with you and take one tiny action on it today. Not tomorrow, today.
And if you found this valuable, if it maybe poked you a little where you needed to be poked, please subscribe to the Behavior Code.
And maybe share it with a friend who's feeling a little stuck. You might be the environmental shift they need. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.